Okay, I think we are on YouTube now. Hello, YouTube. I will guide this conversation today, this English conversation. I'm here with Gisele and Vanessa. Today, we are going to talk about Brazilian natural beauty and ecotourism. Before we start, I will just explain how the platform works, just for all of us stay in the same page. Here in Talk and Talk, we are a platform where you can practice a lot of language. As today we are practicing English. Here, normally the students guide the conversations, so I'm not a English teacher. I'm here just to guide the conversation, and I will learn a lot with you. And I think that's it in general. Before we start with the questions, normally we do like a personal presentation just to practice this part in English. It's really important for many situations, know how to present ourselves. So I will do my presentation for you know me, and after I choose one of you for continuing. So I'm Fernanda. I live in São Paulo. I work as a Spanish teacher, and I guide also some conversations here for French here in the platform. In my free time, I like to participate here in the meetings. I also have a time with my family, watch TV shows and television, and also study foreign languages. I think that's it about me. And you, Vanessa, could you present yourself, please?
Yes, good afternoon for everyone here. My name is Vanessa. I'm living in Sorocaba. It's a city, it's next to São Paulo, 2 hours from São Paulo. I'm working with just my own company because I teach about financial education in blockchain, cryptocurrencies, and Bitcoin too. And I learn and I teach to education financial in this area. So in the last, I think 7 years, I worked with cybersecurity. It's just technology. My own life, I worked with these matters, and now I'm married too. I have two pets, two dogs. Her names is Pipoca and Limpada. I love nature. I love to read books and series, movies too. I think is that. Thank you.
Great, Vanessa. Thank you. It was really good knowing more about you. And what about you, Gisele?
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Gisele. I'm 32 years old. I live in Dayatuba, São Paulo. His neighborhood, Vanessa city. I am an engineer, but I have a background in business analysis, data analysis, and I have a MBA in data analytics and the data science. I love this technology, this area. My free time, I walk my dog. I have one dog, in the with my husband in the park, and I love reading the books, in the watching series, movies. That's it.
Oh, great. Thank you, Gisele, also. I didn't ask Vanessa. Normally you participate here in the meetings, Vanessa? I think I didn't have the opportunity of being in the same immersion that you were.
Yes, it's my first time with you, but I study on Talk and Talk maybe 2 months. Start I go.
Okay.
I think it's that. Yes.
Okay, great. Okay. As I mentioned for Gisele, today I'm replacing Sarah. She couldn't come. So she was the person who did the questions we are going to discuss today. And today we are going to talk about the places where we can visit here in Brazil, and those stuff. I don't know a lot about it, as I'm a person that doesn't travel a lot, but I will try to answer the best way I can. So I will go here for the first one. You both received the questions, right? Yes, okay. So I go for the first one here. What are some of the most beautiful natural places you have visited in Brazil? Normally I don't go for these places that are known as beautiful, but normally I travel more for the small cities near São Paulo. So for me, it's difficult answer this question, but I think I really like it, the city of Serra Negra. Uh, Also, I think Gramado, it was a city I liked to visit. And I think that's it about me. Um, and and you, Gisele?
It's the same. I don't have don't really live in I don't visited a natural place, but I one natural place I think is Jericoacoara. I visited 3, 4 years ago. Uh, I think so. That's unique natural places in Brazil. I visited Jericoacoara.
No. Also, I went to. Oh my God, I forgot the place. I forgot. It's in Rio de Janeiro. I went to the beaches there. For me, it was really beautiful. Also, um, and that's it. One more place that I remember. And what about you, Vanessa?
The number one most beautiful natural places. Um, I really like stay on the nature because I do trails and I don't forgot when I say that. That is I don't know, waterfall. Yes, in lakes, waterfall, and have contact with the water and trees too. For example, I went to I want to say that I forgot the name of the place, but it's near to Santo André, Paranapiacaba. Paranapiacaba. It's a place with a lot of trails. You can put your things in the forest and stay in 2 days, 3 days, just in the forest without the contact from the cities, for example. So I like do that. And the first place that I went, it's most beautiful, is Paranapiacaba. I went to Ilha Bela in it's Brazil too, so I like the beaches in this place. It's very natural. The weather it's so good too, so warm for the beach. I think is that yes.
Oh, great, Vanessa. It's good that you like these places, so we will know a lot of good places to visit here in Brazil, as Gisele and I doesn't go a lot. So really good. I think I'll go for one next here, girls. Vanessa, I will continue with you. Could you please read the next and answer the next question?
Yes. What's your favorite Brazilian national park or nature reserve and why? Okay. I have two places that I like it so much. The first is Jardim Botânico in São Paulo. It's very beautiful place because have I don't know when I say that in English, but it's orchids. Have a place just orchids in São Paulo. So I like this place because I like do the contact with the forests and nature flowers and turn off the a lot of noise of São Paulo, of big cities, big centers, for example. And I think the first is Jardim Botânico. And the last, I went to the park. It's not a big park, but I like this place. It's Ibirapuera. It's not reserve place, but I like this park too. It's very beautiful, and a lot of opportunities to stay with the nature, the, in the way, in the simple way.
Oh, great, Vanessa. I think the both places you mentioned are really good to visit. There are a lot of nature in good things to see. I agree with you. And Gisele, what is your opinion about this question?
I'm not visitation reserve, but I think favorite in Brazil. I I I I would like to Fernando de Noronha, but it's very beautiful in the TV or images in internet. I think it is for me great most place in the reserve in Brazil. I think I would like to visit the place.
Oh, great thing she said. I think sometimes we we need to maybe travel more for these places, and sometimes it's like not so cheap traveling for these places, and that's why sometimes we don't go a lot. And about this question, I would say Virapura also because as Vanisha mentioned, because it's the place where I have more facility to go, and I went more than once. So that's why I would say this place because I don't have the habit of going to this to these places as a natural reserve or something like that. Okay, I think I will go for one more here, girls. I will read the next. How do you think ecotourism benefits local communities in Brazil? I think maybe can benefit the communities, um, like because there are a lot of more people that will go for these places, so it improve the co- consumerism. I think in these places also is a possibility of creating jobs and promote also the part more sustainable of the community. And I think it helps in the environment in general. That that's it. I think about it like for a movement better for the region. I think in general it's like this. And what about you, Gisele?
I think the same. It's benefits for the city in situation or reserve or natural place. You have communities um, voltadas for this tourism in the cities or focus in sustainability. I think is economic city for city visitations, the tourism. I think this is very benefits when have place naturally in city or state in Brazil.
Yeah, I agree with you, Gisele. And what about you, Vanessa?
I agree with you, Fernanda and Gisele, because in remote communities, maybe there's in these places people don't have many opportunities of in the jobs, for example, and the tourism in these places is better because make money for the community, for all people are there. So I think it's good. Sometimes, for example, a price of water in these places, ecotourism, it's very expensive than in the markets, for example, in the malls when you buy the same water. First of all, it's better for the communities, but the tourism maybe do so much money for this place, and in general, I think it's good for the communities and make the grow for these communities too.
Yeah, yes, for sure. And I think I will go for one next here. Gisele, I will continue with you. Could you please read the next and answer?
Sure. Can you describe a memorable experience you had while exploring nature in Brazil? My experience. I think this Jericoacoara, this is a place nature. I don't know. Remember the name specific. It's the same. Um, it's the same beach, but it have any. Um, I don't know. Montanhas, lençóis, não é maranhense, mas são lençóis de Jericoacoara. I think this experience for me is nature is incredible because it's very natural, it's very beautiful too. I think this is in Brazil is unique experience.
I think I'm as you said, I don't go for a lot of natural places and stuff, but normally when I travel, I go for some hotels, pousadas that had a lot of green parts, and it's really good. Like I see the difference between these places and here in São Paulo, there are a lot of uh, houses, and it's not so much green that we see as in these places. And what about you, Vanessa?
I went to Ibiúna in the last 2 weeks ago, I think is that, and I went to this place to camp in the forest, in the nature. It's near to the lake. I forgot the name of this lake, but I went there and I do my food on using let me say that in English, uh, bonfire, fogueira. I do this in this place and make my food with my husband too, and it's very good experience to disconnect it with cell phones, internet, social networks, because a lot of this is making bad for you in the in your life. I think is that. So yes, the memorable experience is this place that I went to camp in Ibiúna.
Oh, great. Normally I don't visit a lot places like this, so I try to remember an experience in specific, but I cannot. I
I
go.
I went.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Just to share with you the place
Mm.
that I went. It's a place that you can sleeping on the Kombi. Kombi in Brazil is real
Oh.
Kombi. It's
Mm.
very wild.
Yes, I can imagine. Very different. Mm. I could access here the link. Thank you, Vanessa. Ah, great. Um, I will save here for seeing with more details. It's really different. I like it. um, okay, I think I go for one more here. Okay, Vanessa, I will continue with you. Could you please read and answer the next one?
Is the number 5 right or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Quite.
Okay. What are some popular ecotourism activities in Brazil, and which ones do you enjoy the most? Um, I think that I say all stranger travels that I went in the last years, but my favorite that I joined and very it's Ibiúna and Paranapiacaba. I think these places have a unique identity that when you went to this place, you can live the moment, unique moment, and the atmosphere unique too.
Oh, great, Vanessa. And what about you, Gisele?
For me, enjoying the most, bom, is, for example, in Jericoacoara, I, I don't know, tirolesa. This is very, very great and also more height, né? And to also I don't remember trilha of the car. I don't remember the car specifically in the dunas because but it is enjoy for me for liking this activity in Jericoacoara.
Okay. Um, and I think about this question that some popular activities are like hiking, like using the bicycle, maybe also visiting some natural reserves. I don't go a lot for this kind of travel, but I think it's really interesting, like exploring these natural reserves. As you can see, different things. Also, this experience that Vanessa mentioned about being in a combi in the in the nature. I think it's really interesting. Great. So I think I will go for one more here. The next one. How do you think tourists? How do you think tourism affects the environment in Brazil, both positively and negatively? I think it can have positive effects, such as promoting environmental notion of people about it, and also it can have more visits in a city that has this preoccupation about it. And also cannot be so good if it's not managed in the correct way. So I think it has this kind of situations. And that's it. And what about you, Gisele?
I agree for you. I think it is positivity for economic these cities or when places reserve. For negativity, I think this pollution or pollution for community or but your tourism for example the people's not have comportamentos good. I think is negativity environment tourism in Brazil.
Yes. Difficult subject, right? Because for me,
Yeah, very difficult.
oh my God.
Yes.
I start speaking and doesn't come the words in my mind, so I feel more comfortable that you are having difficulties too. But it's a challenge for us for practicing our English. And what about you, Vanessa, about this question?
I agree with you, Gisele and Fernanda too, about the negatively things for in the tourism. For example, the prices for the people that live in there is very expensive because will be expensive for the tourists too, and all I don't know, simple products for day by day will be expensive because the tourists and about that Gisele say about the trash, it's very hard because trash that tourists live in there, you need to clean this place, and sometimes this trash will be impact the animals that live in there, and it's a lot of things that is very important and have negatively effects in the environment. So I think it's they have two ways to see that. Is the you need to talk about that. The first, yeah, I think it's the better. It's the trash because in these places, in natural places, have its own environment and animals too. And I think it's that have two ways for looking this case.
Oh, great. Um, yeah, I think it's necessary, like being careful about, I don't know how to say, about how we deal with the nature, about taking care of the nature, so we preserve the things we have, because normally we produce a lot and we have a lot of buildings and those stuff. So the places that we have that are like with more green, with more nature, we need to really preserve them. So I will go for one more here. I think it's the 7, right? I got lost. Okay. Yeah. I will continue with you, Gisele. Could you read the next and answer this 7?
Yeah, sure. What steps do you think should be taken to preserve Brazil natural landscapes? I don't know landscapes. What is this? Landscapes.
Paisagem.
What steps do you think should be? The steps for the landscapes. I think the promotion sustainable tourism is for cities. I think it is. Very difficult for me in this question. What steps do you think? I don't know.
For me, also a difficult question, but I think maybe there are some laws about it, like what is possible doing or not in this kind of natural landscapes. And so I maybe in the future have more of these protection laws, depending of if it's necessary or not. And maybe yeah, is the only thing I thought about it. And also educating the people about the preservation of these places. I think it's important too. And I didn't know the word also, so for me is new. As That's why I was searching here because I didn't know what was landscape. And what about you, Vanessa? Do you have more ideas about it?
It's very hard to answer this question, but I think the first of all have need to have laws. I agree with you, Fernanda, but we need to inspect the laws that have actual in this place. For example, oh, you can't put the trash on the floor. You can't put the trash on the forest. But what people will respect these things happening in these places. So I think it's very important to have laws, but we need people that inspect these actuals, these things on these places. I think it's the first, and I think it's the good to educate these people too. Don't leave your trash on the floor, on the forest, because have animals that will eat these things, and it's very negatively affect in these environments. Yes, it's that.
Oh, yeah, I think it's really interesting what you said about having this control of if the laws are being respected or not, because sometimes for a lot of things here in Brazil, we have the laws but are not respected, and anyone like have this look about it, oh, is being respected or not. It's like a conscience of the people more than the laws, because there are not like someone watching, as the thing you said about the trash. There are a lot of places that people throw oh, furniture, for example, a lot of things that are not allowed, people throw, and it keeps like that. It's not no fiscalization. Don't know if this word exists. So, and it's really important what you mentioned, Vanessa. I'll go for one more here. I think it's the 8. I think this one is easy. How do you incorporate nature and outdoor activities into your regular routine? So I normally work at home. My classes are normally online. So for me, sometimes it's difficult including some activities, outdoor activities. I try to walk close my neighborhood, like some days in the week. Also during the weekend, I try to go out sometimes for other places, and if it's possible, also going to the park. And I think that's it. I have a little bit of difficulty of including activities, outdoor activities, but it's something that I want to improve because I know that it's important. Like I did some tests like of health. I don't know, it's like that, and I was with a lack of D vitamin, so that I was not taking so much sun. So I'm trying to have more of these activities. Is important even for my health. And that's it. I think it's important, like even for leaving a little bit of our routine. And what about you, Vanessa? What do you think about this question?
This question number age, I think it's very important. Do activities on outdoor because for me and for you, may I don't know about Gisele. I normal working in the indoor in my own home. For example, all my activities is in my home. So sometimes I forgot that it have a lot of things in the I don't know when I say that in English, but outside of my home, and I need to sometimes get out to my computer and sometimes see the sky because maybe the small things in the routine is better for your health. For example, for me too, when I can't do in natural places and parks, for example, I reserve it sometimes 5 minutes, 10 minutes in my routine, and I went to the, for example, it's not a roof. It's near to roof. I don't know when I say that in English, but it's when I can see the sky, the clouds, the sun, sometimes the moon and the stars too. So I like these moments that I reserve to enjoy the nature. And sometimes in the weekend, I went to the park with my dogs, and I like these activities too. It's not common I do that because a lot of things in my routine to do, but I like these moments. It's and I agree with you, Fernanda, because D vitamin is very important because I have a lot of depressive things that I can evade with the D vitamin.
Uh, yes, I agree. I feel happy when I take like a sun in my face. I feel like really happy about it. So I know it makes me feel better, so I'm trying to include more these activities. It's really important. And what about you, Gisele?
I think the same with you and Vanessa. But my vitamin D, too better, no, bad. But I incorporation weekend for my dog in the park because in the park we these 4 minutes in my house. But I weekend my doggy every day in the park, but it's not a routine. For example, 4 months ago because I work and now I don't work, but I worked. I very workaholic and not practice activity exercise and never. But and now for me it's very important for mental health.
Yeah, for me, I think it's the same. Help me like to work better, have more concentration. It's really important, like leaving a little bit of the routine if we have the opportunity. I will skip some questions here. I think it's interesting the 10 for us to talk. I will read here for in it. How do you think climate change is impacting Brazil's natural environment? I think with these changes, it increased the deforestation. Also, the weather changes. So we sometimes we feel like when it's hot, it's so much hot that we cannot feel well. And also, it changed like the biodiversity and the ecosystems. Like we don't have as much diversity as we used to have of animals and uh, also from the nature as we used to have in the past because of these changes in the environment. So for me, is this how it can have impacted. And Vanessa, and for you?
I agree with you. The animals will suffer a lot when the temperature is growing. Natural places that these animals can live there, maybe in 10 years or 20 years, will don't exist more. So I think the impact in Brazil it's very dangerous because here we have a lot of forests that we can use to make the weather, make the air. It's good to breathe, and in Brazil it's very dangerous there. So we have a lot of natural things that we can I don't know when I say that. Produce to produce this in Brazil. It's the maybe it's the only places in the world that we can produce some materials, some objects, and will be all people in the world will suffer that when the impact this clean weather in Brazil too. And the first of all, I think it's the temperature. For example, in São Paulo, I never feel these temperatures that happened in the last year. It's very, very warm. I never see that. I am 29 years old. I think it's don't make sense with my appearance, but in these moments I live, it's warm temperature. It's not good for the animals, for us, and I think it's that.
Yeah, here it's really complicated sometimes because of the temperature in São Paulo. When it's hot, it's really hot. Like, yeah. And Gisele, what do you think about this question?
I think the same, Vanessa, and you. Climate change impacts for more frequency, extremity climate, or water or summer. Um, is it's not better for biodiversity. I think biodiversity in the animals and the um, preserves nature. I think this is.
And do you think you are a person that cares um, about the nature? You try to not waste water, those stuff, or no, Gisele? You think for you it's okay?
I could. I like to temperature now. This not
Okay.
summer.
Okay. Uh, Great. Girls, I think I will not do more questions as we have less than 10 minutes for finishing. I would like to know from you how it was the conversation. I confess that for me it was one of the most difficult conversations here because of the subject. It's not something I'm used to talk about, but I learned a lot. I learned a new word. So it's important also having these conversations more difficult and to learn and see that we have some like a road to go with our English. We have still things to improve. But for me, it was good in general. And what about you, Vanessa? How it was for you, the conversation? What did you learn today?
It's very important we talk about these matters because it's very difficult. I never talked about these topics, and I learning some words about these things. For example, when I don't know about this word, I use the Google Translator to explain this word, and I learning to in this moment because I need to use this word in this conversation. For example, to avoid, I don't know how can I use this word, but now I can use that. It's simple things that make a very difference in the next conversation. So I like so much, and I think all here it's good, so better, and the work is so better. And you, Fernanda, Gisele, I think all people here it's make it the better that we can.
Oh, great. I'm glad you like it, Vanessa. I enjoyed the conversation too. And what about you, Gisele?
I agree the conversation, but it is very difficult for me. But I hope uh, and you, Fernanda, and Vanessa, I great conversation for I try listen because your English is yours is better. But it's for me is I try my English, I improve it and very words new words for in conversation. But I great for this conversation for use.
Great. And you are just 3 weeks participating, right? Here
Yeah,
in the
three.
conversations. So,
Yeah.
oh, you are begin how can I in the beginning, right? Here, starting less than 1 month. With more conversations, you will feel more comfortable. But I think you did great. I like it. Your answers, your comments. You did really well. Congratulations, Gisele. I think you speak really good.
Thank you.
Girls, I will send here some links. First one is the survey link where you can send some suggestions for next subjects. And also I put my social media if you want to add me. And my LinkedIn and my Instagram account. If you want to keep in touch and we can be in the same social media. And I think that's it for today. It was a pleasure being here with you girls, Gisele and Vanessa. It was a difficult conversation, but I'm glad I could talk about it in English. So I hope you have a great week and hope to see you again in other immersions here in the platform. And that's it. Thank you, Gisele, Vanessa. Good week for all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. See you.
Thank you, girls.